All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? On this hot, and I do mean hot, Texas Mother's Day, right? We're live. It's a little bit after 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, so y'all know what this is. We're live for another episode of Book Talk Live, and as always, we're joined by some more powerful, phenomenal guests. But today, it's kind of special, uh, and I'm gonna say it's special for a few reasons. One, never been able to do a launch for anybody in my biological blood family. And we had a chance to do two of those yesterday. Dynamic father and daughter duo. So if you look at the screen, you actually see two different books. The father's book, which is Robert Destin's "I Conquered Me," and Taylor Destin's "I Write Big Words," which is a children's book to help with the education process. So, with that being said, how y'all doing today?
Man, we good. It's Mother's Day,
There we go. There we go.
and it's hot. We're in Texas, so
Yes, very hot.
Texas heat, man.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Listen, and yeah, special shout out to all the good mothers out there. You doing for your peoples, taking care of your family. Salute. We love y'all. We appreciate
Yes.
y'all, and as Tupac said, you are appreciated. So, with that being said, man, I wanna know a little bit about y'all. If y'all can introduce yourselves and tell the people who you are and what's going on.
I'll let my daughter go first.
Okay, so hey y'all, my name is Taylor Destin, and I'm currently a senior in high school and also a sophomore in college, and I'll be earning my associate's degree. And I like to run track and cheer just like any other teenager, but I'm also like top 10% of my class and in National Honor Society. So yes. And my book, I Write Big Words, is a children's book, and it's about nouns, and kids can write sentences, putting together nouns, and just practice on their writings and pronouncing their nouns and all of that kind of stuff. And also have creative pictures in there and inspirational quotes and everything else. So yes.
Come on now.
And I am Robert Destin, father of this beautiful young lady over here, Taylor Destin. And I was in education for 17 years. Was one of the principals at Crosby High School in administration for almost 13, 14 years. Now I do real estate. I'm on my third book. Um, just love kids, understand kids. They understand me. Motivational speak. So got a lot of irons in the fire.
Absolutely. Listen, and that's one thing I love about what y'all are doing, because when we talk about these projects, y'all are creating legacy, right? And I
Right.
know it's Mother's Day. We wanna stay on that theme. So shout out to the beautiful Miss Sonia Destin, as well, for being an amazing part of the tribe. So I want to know, and we're gonna make this one quick because I ain't trying to have y'all get beat up for missing out on Mother's Day
Yeah.
celebrations and nothing like that. I'm not spending Mother's Day with any of the women in my life today, so hey, it is what it is. But I do understand the value of family and making sure that it's well protected. So
Definitely.
so talk to me about about the inspiration behind these projects. What made y'all come up with the inspiration for these?
Okay, yeah, I go first. So actually, my dad had brought the idea to me to write a children's book, and once I started doing the research and everything, it started to like I found it to be really easy. And so, as like I kept researching and going on, like my little cousins, they're 5 and 6. They started to come to me with their homework, with nouns and learning how to write and just write sentences. So I was like, okay, I can probably do something that's similar to that and make it into my book.
There we go.
Yeah. So as far as me, I was in education, like I said, for 17 years. So even before, I've had a love for children, kids. Even when I was in high school, I used to, like teach little kids all the time, do summer jobs that incorporated smaller kids. So I've always had a passion for education and kids and just watching them grow up. So that passion spilled over into me getting, like I said, a job and becoming an educator. Well, when I was an educator for the amount of time that I was, um, I saw a lot of kids dying from making bad decisions,
Mhm.
suffering, going to jail, um, getting pregnant, just a whole bunch of different things on drugs, committing suicide. All these things was happening because of some of the decisions that they were making. So, after I wrote my first book, I Think Myself Happy, which was also a book for kids, a motivational book for kids, um, God kind of came to me in the shower after I went to a funeral of one of my students. And that night, he came to me in the shower and just told me, gave me the epiphany of what I needed to do to reach the kids through this book. So that's when I came up with the concept, and my book concept of I Conquer Me. It took me almost 7 years to write this book from the time that God gave it to me. But my inspiration was definitely the amount of kids that was being affected that I was seeing on a daily basis as an educator.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I salute that, man, because there's a lot of people that are in education, and like you said, you saw those same things. You saw the people that were having the issues with the kids that were making bad decisions
Right.
and losing their lives as a result. And Taylor, you saw the need for kids to learn those words. So it sounds to me like y'all are very solution oriented, right?
Right. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. As I'm talking to y'all, there's a scripture that comes to mind, and that scripture is about the parable of the gifts or the parable of the talents, and it said, to the rich man was leaving town. To one he left 5 talents, to another he left two, to the last one he left one. The one who had five doubled it because he knew the rich man was a wise investor. The one who had two, he doubled it. And the one who had one was so scared that he buried it. And that's what most people do. But it's something about that destined name, something about that
Got a
destined
bunch of
gift.
talents.
Yeah, got to tap into those talents and use them for the good of everybody.
Yes.
Um, and I love that y'all are doing that. But how does it feel? Because even though your talents were for the kids around, it also touched a very special young lady who said, "Hey, if Daddy can do it, I can too." So
Well,
tell
I
me
mean,
the legacy piece there.
yeah, I mean, she's a very smart young lady. Like she said, she's graduating at the top of her class, top 10%, National Junior Honor Society. She's getting scholarships and different things like that. And she's getting a college degree when she graduates. What, next week? So she'll be graduating from college next week. Like, we didn't have an opportunity to do that. So I knew that this opportunity that I was giving her, number one, I was going to make her do it whether she wanted to do it or not. Because for me, my thing was, and I held on to this for a while, and it happened. We only have a couple of weeks left, but I wanted her to be a author in high school. That was my purpose of this specific time. Okay, but for me, you can't take that back. You can't take being on the Amazon's bestsellers list. You can't take that away from her. You
Come
can't
on.
take being an author. She can put an author in front of her name forever. You can't take that away from her. So those three, we ain't even tipped the block yet.
Come on.
But just those three right there has set her way apart from everybody else, all of her other peers. And not that she's better, but now they can look at her and be inspired as well.
Exactly, exactly. And I see that proud grin on Taylor's face, which is you deserve it. You deserve it because you've put in that time in school. You put in that time
Yeah.
graduating not only with honors but also with a second degree. Wow, being an author. Wow, being cheer. Wow, running track. Wow. Let me just pull this list down and just show you that mirror reflection because trust me, I know a lot of youngsters that did not have the same opportunities and didn't max or it had opportunities but didn't maximize them. And it appears like, you know, here's the gas pedal. I'm about to press it and I ain't letting up until I get everything in the tank. So how does it feel for you now that you are um haven't graduated high school yet, about to graduate college as well with the associate's degree, and then little birdie told me you got a few things in the making after school. How does all this feel?
It feels so surreal, honestly. um, to be an author in high school and also like graduate with associate's degree before I graduate with my high school diploma is crazy. I dreamed of this since freshman year. I made goals every year so I can achieve and get to where I am now. So I'm just so like proud of myself and so thankful that like God put this in my path and I accomplished all that I could.
Absolutely, absolutely. Keyword being those goals are set. And then another scripture that hits my head so hard. Train a child in the way that they should go, and when they're old, they will not depart from it. And so again, kudos to your parents for guiding you in the right direction. What we're about to do is go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And we will be right back in about 2 and 2. For those of y'all that don't know, Chuck Willery back in the day, Love Connection. Anyway, 2 and 2. We'll be right back. Business of Books Mastermind Coaching Program has been around for the past 3 years. Myself as a coach, we've actually helped hundreds of authors get their books published and even more to become Amazon #1 best-selling authors. Over the past year and a half, we started our Amazon bestseller launch program, and 225 plus to date have all become #1 best-selling authors in multiple categories. Now, the reason that we started this coaching program is for people like you who you've either just started working on your first book and you don't know where to go with it. You're looking for a blueprint to creating your book. You're wondering how to market your book. You're wondering about how to connect with your audience. And most importantly, how am I going to sell this book and create income from it? These are all things that we teach you inside of 90 Days to Bestseller. The reason that this program is relevant to you is because you want to write that book and you want to be successful. Now that person may not be you. Here's the opposite. You've already written your book and you want to relaunch it as a bestseller. Been there, done that. My first book, I actually changed the cover twice for that exact same reason. The first cover, I loved it. But for some reason, after a while, it got stale. It was sitting on the shelf. So I created my own cover. Bad idea, right? The reason that it was a bad idea is because it looked like somebody was creating a network marketing flyer for my book. Went back and let a professional do it. Keyword, professional. Once that professional got their hands on my book, changed the book cover, it created a completely different vibe for my book. And here's what we've done as a result. From that change, from those slight changes, having a professional designer, going and hiring a professional editor, that book has actually launched a career for me that has taken me around the globe. And when I say around the globe, I've spoken at places all across the country and even done a few virtual international workshops here in the past few months. Now, for you, we can show you the exact same thing. We have the blueprint, we have the tools, we have the system that will work to help you get your book published and launched as an Amazon bestseller. Now, how long does it take? Typically, it takes us about 90 days. We're not going to tell you that it's going to be overnight. We're not going to tell you that it's going to be easy, but we will tell you that we have a blueprint that works and you should be next. All right. We are back once again. For those of you who are tuned in with us, um, if you are just tuning in, we're joined by father daughter combo, who actually launched their books yesterday. Both books, not launched one book; they launched two books at the same time together, and it was an amazing launch. There was a lot of emotion. There was a lot of there were people from near and far that came to celebrate them and actually spoke very highly of both of them as a family. And so, yeah, both of them as of today are number one best-selling authors on Amazon. Um, and so there's a legacy of excellence in that Destin bloodline. I just love saying it, man. I just love saying it. So tell me, what's next? What's next for y'all?
Well, I'll let Taylor go first. She got so much stuff going on, man. I'll let her go first. What's next?
So what's next is actually the book signing, our book signing June 12th.
June 12th.
And then I will be attending Howard University next fall. And yeah, school and the book signing.
And you can tell them about the series.
Oh yeah, and the series, the book series, will be coming soon. It's not just gonna be I write big words. It's gonna be a series of I write big words also. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
I mean, and for me, y'all know I always got my hands in a lot of stuff. So I definitely want to be able to go around, speak to kids, speak to parents, take my daughter on some of those speaking engagements with me. We're ready to impact the world, not only with our book, but with our voice. So, for me, I'm just ready to start speaking at different events and changing people's lives through that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Miss Nisi, Monica Nisi Earl Washington said, Howard University. Come on now, sister. Yeah. And I kind of got to chime in with them because I don't think everybody heard. Taylor didn't say she's writing another book. She said she's writing a series of books to help impact. So that I'm hearing multiple time best-selling author,
Yep.
and not just multiple time best-selling author, but educator as
Hmm.
well, right?
Definitely.
Continuing, yeah, continuing that legacy. And then with Rock, can we kind of can we let that cat out the bag?
Which one? Which one?
Man, come on. The yeah. So I'm huge on family. And this is my blood cousin. Y'all can see the resemblance. It's not just the bald head, it's not just the gray hairs. Um, but this is my blood cousin. And one thing that we've been talking about is putting together a speaking tour.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, to impact some of those kids across the nation, um, at different locations. So
Hmm.
so I'm gonna give y'all first dibs here. Educators, administrators, superintendents. If you know somebody connected to educators, superintendents, teachers across the nation that need that, and I'm gonna be specific when we say across the nation, the kids that we are looking to connect with and impact are those kids who may come from those situations
Yeah.
where they are not being they're not being shown their level of excellence, right? So what the reason I say it that way is because in the school system they have a different term for them. They call them at risk, and at
Yes.
risk is just underexposed. That's all that is. It's just underexposed. When you're underexposed to the possibilities, you often make bad decisions, and so that's just part of the tour that we've been talking about behind the scenes. But I'm gonna brag on both of them because there's a lot more to come from the Destin clan.
Definitely.
There's something amazing about being connected to that name, and so yeah. So tell me this for both of y'all. Um, Rob, you said 7 years for your writing process.
Yep.
Um, Taylor, I know your writing process was a little bit less time,
Mhm.
but again, you got the blueprint sitting right next to you. So tell me about y'all's writing process and what were some of the things that y'all had to overcome as writers.
So I'll go. Well, the writing process actually didn't take that long for me, and it like I started like a year ago, and with all the research and all this stuff. But to actually put the book together took about like 6 5 months, so not that long. But some obstacles I had to overcome was probably trying to find a graphic designer to design my book for me because I wanted something not to just represent me, but to represent every little kid across the world. And for them to have somebody, to have a character that looked like them in my book, not just brown or not just white, everybody, it means the world to me that they get to be represented in my book. So, yeah.
I mean, and for me, like you said, sure, it took me 7 years to write that first. I mean, my second book. Well, my third book. I'm sorry. My first book, it took me only a year, and it was the same amount of pages. But the difference was, and the difficulty was going from writing everything in my head that I'd already experienced to creating characters and writing and creating a storyline was two totally different genres of writing. And I had to learn the hard way because when your dates don't mix up with basketball season, that stuff has to align. When your dates don't mix up with the winter and you're saying it's snowing outside, you're saying it's hot, but you in in December, it has to align. Even though in Texas it can be hot in December,
Mhm.
but just those different things had to align when I was writing my book. So to me, the difficulty was probably keeping up with my characters throughout the whole book, making sure their tone stayed the same throughout the whole book, and then aligning the right seasons and dates with everything. And I had um, a great editor, Miss McGarry. She was awesome. I would man, I can't tell you what she done. She pretty much ripped my book apart and put it back together for me. So I had great editors as well, but I would say that was the most difficult part of my process.
Absolutely, absolutely. So each book has a different vibe and a different purpose behind it. Taylor's book is for those kids not in elementary school, pre-K that are just learning to write, to help parents, to help educators, to help church youth ministry that not that would be children's ministry that wants to learn how to write. Robert's book is for educators, teens, and those who are connected to people in the education system and want to help those kids, like you said before, to stay away from making bad decisions that have cost other kids along the way their lives. So if you are connected to those people, definitely reach out to Robert and Taylor and let them know, um, because these books, when I say they will be flying off the shelf, they're gonna be flying off the shelf, um,
Definitely.
Hmm.
with no delay, right? So, just like we said before, this is gonna be a short book talk live because it is Mother's Day. So, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Happy birthday, mom. Happy birthday, Colette. Y'all, happy birthday, Shamir. Happy birthday to the women in our lives. Y'all continue to be amazing. Y'all want to give y'all happy birthday. I mean, not
Yeah.
happy birthday, happy Mother's Day. Shouts
Happy
out.
Mother's Day.
Was I saying happy birthday?
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day. Listen.
Everybody got a birthday on the same day.
Hey, listen, I told y'all it's hot in here. It's hot
Yeah.
in here.
But yeah, happy birthday to I said happy birthday too. You got me saying happy birthday. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially the women that are in my life. Wakita, Naja, Diane, Sonia. We appreciate you. We love you. And to all the mothers out there, y'all deserve it. This is y'all day, and happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Listen, we love y'all, and we will see y'all next time here on Book Talk Live. Y'all have a good one.
All right, bye.
Mm-hmm.